Oh, where is cackling Cam? Oh, where could she be? Cammy, Comma Chameleon, Hollywood Harris, Cam Kardashian, where are you? I'm calling you by all your names. Well, maybe you're not answering because I'm not using your rap pseudonym. Lil Debbie, Lil Debbie. Has anyone seen Cam Harris? Last I checked, it has been 3 weeks since she was chosen as the representative of the Democratic Party without receiving a single vote. I don't want to hear another word from the woke media about Donald Trump being a threat to democracy. Someone please explain to me how it's democratic to have a presidential nominee that did not receive a single vote. You tell me who's the real threat to democracy. Anyway, been about 3 weeks since deacons at Woke United Methodist anointed Cam as their Lord and risen Queen. In that time, Orange Man Bad! He has given multiple interviews, multiple press conferences. Now, whether you love him or hate him, the one thing you can't take away from the Trumper, he ain't afraid to show up. Meanwhile, cackling Cam Harris, she seems to be hiding from the media. The same media who worships at the feet of her stilettos. The same media who would not ask her a tough question, even if it meant their lifetime invitation would be revoked to the Butt Bongo Festival. The same media who spent the last 3.5 years trying to convince you that Johnny B. Biden was the second coming of Confucius. The media, they are brutally tough on the Trumper, yet he still continues showing up. Question is, where is Cam Harris? Why is she hiding? Maybe Cam is hiding because she fears being exposed. Maybe Cam is avoiding the media because she's got something to hide. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Yesterday, as I was driving to lunch, I was listening to the Stephen A. Smith show here on YouTube. Politically speaking, I don't have too much in common with Stephen A. Smith. I vote for the candidate that I feel is best for the country. Stevie votes for Democrats. I make my living speaking the truth while ESPN pays Stevie to combat mythical racism. Although, to their credit, ESPN, they seem to have toned down the shitfuckery lately. I'm voting for Donald Trump because I believe he is capable of solving a lot of the problems here in America. Stevie, he is voting for Cam Harris because she graduated from an HBCU. The same HBCUs that Cam Harris hasn't done a damn thing for, while Donald Trump kept them funded. You would think Stephen A. Smith, being a graduate of an HBCU himself, you would think he would support the Trumper. But why let those pesky facts get in the way of electing the first female black president? Like I tell you guys all the time, I don't have to agree with someone politically to respect them. I don't have to agree with someone politically to support and watch their show. John Oliver, he is a hardcore Democrat. I watch him every Sunday. Same with Bill Maher. I watch him every weekend. One of the things I respect about Stephen A. Smith, he's not afraid to call out both sides. Unlike the rest of the mainstream media who seems terrified to criticize Cam Harris, Stephen A., he ain't afraid to do it. Yesterday, he was criticizing Cam Harris for her refusal to speak to the media. Stephen A. Smith asked the same question that we keep asking. Why? Why are you so afraid to speak to the media? Why are you afraid to be interviewed? Why are you afraid to give press conferences? And I'm not talking about a press conference where the questions and answers are prearranged. Hey there, Caitlin Collins, Katie Roo, Katie Roo. You look great in that masculine suit, Roo. What's your question? Hey there, Charlemagne the Frog. You sure are a tiny man. It's me, Cammy. What's your question? I'm talking about a press conference where Cam Harris points to random members of the media and she allows them to ask whatever the hell they want. There's only 2 reasons I can think of as to why Cam Harris would hide from the media. 1, she's unprepared. 2, She's worried about being exposed. Lately, the chameleon, she has been changing her positions. For years, she has bragged about the southern border being spread wider than the Bruce caboose. All of a sudden, Cam is now talking about strengthening the border. 5 years ago, when she was the least popular candidate running for president, Cam, she wanted to eliminate private health insurance. Now, she seems to be borrowing the script from Barry Obama. If you like seeing pretend Dr. Jill Biden, you can keep seeing pretend Dr. Jill Biden. But don't come crying to me when you come in for your blood pressure medicine and pretend Dr. Jill claims you have a plague in your pooper. The other day, I told you guys there would come a point when Cam Harris would have to stop campaigning on platitudes and start talking about real issues. I told you guys there would come a time when time would run out for Cam Harris. Now, I thought it would be after the convention next week. I thought the honeymoon period would end once we got closer to September. But I was somewhat surprised. Actually, I was pleasantly surprised to see that time might be running out for Cam Harris now. The media, they seem to be losing patience. Earlier this morning, some doofus communications director for the Cam Harris campaign, he appeared with Jim Acosta on CNN. Well, Casey, who in the hell is Abilio Acosta? James is one of the many unknowns who collect woke welfare at the Cemetery News Network. He is responsible for hosting one of the dumps that air in the morning. Since Jimmy is unknown to most of the population, CNN, they couldn't just put his name in the title of the show. This isn't Fox News where you can put Hannity or Gutfeld on the TV guide and draw 2 million viewers. At CNN, they gotta get creative. They came up with a unique name for the Jimmy Acosta show, CNN Newsroom. Believe it or not, Jim Acosta, he draws better ratings in the morning than Caitlin Collins does in prime time. Now, just to be clear, that does not mean Jim Acosta is a supersized cucumber of charisma. It means Katie Rue Collins is a huge embarrassing failure. But anyway, earlier this morning, Abilio, he is interviewing some doofus from the Cam Harris campaign. I guess they are using CNN as a test run, maybe a focus group. Cam is wanting to see if her message is well received by the dozens of people watching CNN before exposing her platform to a mainstream audience. Now, to her credit, that's a smart strategy. Cam must have good advisors because I know she didn't think of that strategy all on her own. But towards the end of the interview, Jim Acosta, he asked the communications director when Cam Harris will come out of hiding. This is the longest game of hide and seek I've ever played. Jim Acosta asked once, he asked twice, he asked 3 times when Cam Harris was going to quit hiding from the media. Unfortunately, he was never given a clear answer. Watch for yourself.
Would it kill you guys to have a press conference? Why hasn't she had a press conference?
Listen, the Vice President and Governor Walz have been busy crisscrossing this country since the launch of this campaign and adding Governor Walz to the ticket.
But Michael, you know a campaign rally is not a press conference.
It's going to be inclusive.
Do you mind if I cut in? I mean, you know, a campaign rally is not a press conference. Why hasn't she had a press conference? She's the vice president. She can handle the questions. Why not do it?
We absolutely are going to do it. You hear her take questions as she's out on the stump, and she said last week, we're going to be having a sit-down interview here before the end of the month.
Can you commit to a press conference this week?
This past week. That's why we're doing a bus tour in Pennsylvania as we head into Chicago, and it's why we'll sit down for an interview before the end of the month.
But one interview by the end of the month.
This month and throughout the rest of the campaign.
I don't want to, belabor this, but one interview before the end of the month. I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, can you commit to a press conference before the end of the month?
We will commit to directly engage with the voters that are actually going to decide this election.
You know it's getting bad when CNN stops biting into your shit sandwich. You know it's getting bad when CNN is running out of patience. In less than 24 hours, we have seen Stephen A. Smith and CNN criticize Cam Harris for hiding. Now, this is the same CNN that was laughed off stage Monday night by the audience at The Late Show with Steph Colbert. This is the same network that lacks credibility with damn near the entire population. If CNN lacks credibility and they are starting to question things with Cam Harris, what does that mean for her? You heard him say it. We are going to give one interview before the end of August. One interview? Uno? You're running for the most powerful office in the world. As of the recording of this video, there is still not a single policy listed on Cam's website. All these people who are supposedly supporting Cam Harris, what are you supporting? Stephen A. Smith, what are you supporting? You've said that you are voting for Cam Harris. Why? We don't know anything about her. Donald Trump is the most investigated politician in the history of politics. There's not a single position where we have to question where the Trumper stands. Where does Cam Harris stand on illegal immigration? Where does she stand on abortion, Israel, the Middle East, the economy, fracking? Well, Casey, Cam is against fracking. She will never support fracking. Oh, yeah? I know that's what she said in the past, but the other day, she kind of rescinded that position too. Supposedly, Cam is going to reveal her stance on policy this week. I got a feeling a lot of her policies are going to shift towards the center. I have this feeling they're going to try to claim that Cam Harris is a moderate Democrat. But just like the rest of her campaign, it's an illusion. Kamala Harris was raised by a Marxist father. Well, that sounds familiar. Wasn't there another president that had communist influences growing up? I believe his name was Barack Obama. Like I told you guys the other day, the Cam Harris campaign, it seems to be emulating the Obama campaign from 2008. Hide your candidate, let the woke media build momentum and support for you, move your positions towards the center, promote yourself as a moderate, win the election. Let me ask you something. How'd that work out for the country with Obama? Millions of people felt the Obama years were so bad, they almost elected Mittens Romney. Remember Obamacare? No one knew what the hell was in the bill. Remember Nancy Pelosi saying, "We got to pass the bill to find out what's in it." These people have been hiding things for years. They have been disguising themselves for years. And the reason they have been in disguise is because they know the vast majority of the population would not support their bullshit. But anyway, give me your thoughts on this. Kamala Harris criticized by CNN for hiding from the media. Is time running out for Cam Harris? Is the media starting to lose patience? Why do you think she's hiding? Why won't she give interviews, press conferences? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.